Yo, yo, yo. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the B-Side Podcast. This is your host, yours and truly, Bobby B. Sellers. As you can tell, people, we got a new theme song this year. We're going in 2022 right. And without further ado, I got my guy, hands down, best number two guard I ever played with. My man, hailing from the Chi City, had a knack for to get that ball in the hoop. And without further ado, my dog, my number one fam, in crime, on the court, D. Evans, my man Dave Evans. What's up with you, D?
How's it going with you? Man, everything is good, brother. How you doing, man?
I'm doing all right.
What's going on the West Coast, man?
Hey, man, we was trying to stay dry, but we warming up a little bit. We was wet for a little while. You know, that was bullshit talking about never rains in Southern California.
Oh, okay. It's raining out there?
Well, it was about
okay.
It usually had rain about a week or two. That's strange. Hey, you know what? While we still going, we got Miss Karen. What's Miss Karen's last name, man? We're gonna bring her in.
Karen Piggins.
All right, we're gonna bring in Miss Karen. Piggins or Figgins?
Piggins. Hailing out of Dallas, Texas, man.
Hailing out of Dallas. All right. We're gonna add Karen to the screen. Karen, how you doing there? I think you might be on mute though. Can you hear us clearly? Hello.
She probably got the volume off.
Well,
she in the car.
Here we go. She was on mute. How you doing there, Miss Karen? How's it going?
I'm here, you guys.
All right, we doing all right.
I'm out in the country.
Okay. Well, you say you're out in the country?
Yeah, I'm on the road. So I'm sorry.
Yeah, no question. You say you was on the road, right?
On the phone like
Okay. Hey. Okay, you're back, Karen. You're back?
Don't worry about her. She'll be in and out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No doubt. Well, hey, you know what? Hey, let's get it started anyhow. You know, thanks for tuning in. All you guys, hit the like button, subscribe. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it rocking in 2022. Gonna have some great things, new additions to the podcast this year. But I had to contact my boy Dave. We go back. We balled together at CSU. But he's in the D.C. area right now. And as you all well know, this is the 1-year anniversary of the supposedly takeover of you-know-who and their cohorts, you know. So it's only right that we didn't plan this, people. We did not plan this. However, it's only right that I get some insight because you live in the D.C. area, man. I mean, what's going on, man? How's people taking this out in that area right now?
Man, to be honest with you, Bob, I haven't heard anything. I don't even know if I wanted to see anything. I just heard the president cancel his all I heard is the president canceled his speech that he had planned on. What a fucking idiot, but for even thinking of doing something like that, but it only shows his guilt. So other than that, I mean, I haven't looked at many media outlets, just getting home from work not too long ago. So we'll see. I mean, they'll show something on CNN tonight and I'll tune in.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, Miss Karen, you can tune in whenever. I see you on mute, but hey, we just talk about the 1-year anniversary. How you feel about this? I mean, I think also they was trying to, politicize this a little bit. You know what I mean?
Everything's political, man. They're not gonna do anything if it's not political, man. Mm-hmm. If it doesn't benefit one side, it's gonna benefit the other. So it's all gonna be political, man.
Yeah. Any feelings
I'm just happy they're taking their ass to jail. I mean, to be honest with you.
And we're gonna get on that. I think they still slow dragging a little bit. You got all this technology out here, all this weaponry out here. Why is it taking so long? I understand, if it goes to trial and things, guilty, I should say innocent and proven guilty. But it's like, they dragging their feet a little bit.
If they can get them off B, they will. If they can let them go with a slap on the wrist, trust me, they gonna do that. So that's why they dragging their feet. Everybody, not everybody, but a lot of them got lawyers. So the lawyers trying to prove, how much activity that they were involved in during that thing. So it is what it is.
No doubt. Karen, interject anytime.
Okay.
So how you feel about this?
Go
ahead.
No, I was just gonna
What was
ask.
that again?
Can y'all repeat what y'all just said because we couldn't hear the first part. We don't know what
Oh,
they
no
talking
problem. No problem. What I was discussing with Dave, we came up on that 1 year anniversary of the resurrection that took place, insurrection, I should say, that took place up in D.C. a year ago today. And we just trying to see, your feelings about this. Do you think the DOJ is dragging their feet? I mean, obviously, just some overall feelings on this because we know that it's playing and they'll probably do something again.
We actually can't hear. We can hear David just fine, but we can't hear you.
Okay. No problem then. I
She
guess I was
basically tuned in to listen, B. So we
okay.
can take this back and forth,
Hey,
you and I. She
yeah,
just
yeah, no,
tuned in to listen.
no
She
question,
want to
no
comment,
question.
she'll interrupt like she always do.
No question. No, I shouldn't say no question. I don't know her first time, but anyhow, yeah, man, I don't. I should say mixed feelings, but we all surprised. I should say in the black community, it's like yo, to a certain extent, I would say because, like I said, they slow dragging their feet. I'm sure there's some cases, whatever. I'm sure they got some plea deals and all that good stuff, but at the same time, it's still crazy, man. A year and still nothing.
Man, I mean, I'm not surprised by a lot of things, B, but that was
Hmm.
definitely a shocker to see
Yeah.
them attack their own government like that.
Hmm.
And that still resonates in my mind. So it's like, if you're not going to throw those people under the bus,
Yeah.
under the jail
Yeah.
immediately, and giving them their liberties in the way that they have been doing in due process, man, you know, you know, had that been us, had that been us, we wouldn't have a phone call to make.
Yeah. Yeah. They were throwing us up under the jail. But see, that's the whole point, right? We all know this as blacks. I'm sure the Euro Americans know this too, because I've asked a couple of them. Now what happens if I'm saying if that was some brothers and sisters rushing? Oh, targeting practice. So if we all know this, that's a true and telling tale, right? It's okay. It's okay for you guys. Hey, it's okay, but for y'all, no. Once again, back at square one, we're still fighting for human rights. Square one, since we got over here or been here. For those who still fighting for human rights, man.
Well, the question I ask is, do they
Hmm.
do they see us as human?
No, they don't. They don't. They
So
don't.
I mean, I really
Yeah.
think that 3/5 conundrum still resonates uh, in their mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
The need to feel better, the need to feel more powerful, the need to feel more intelligent. Um, all of that is their day to day activity. Money, um, you name it. Anything that they can feel one up on when it comes to us. And that starts with our judicial system. They're going to make it very hard for non-white people.
Yeah. I'm sure we all have our theories and thought process out about that ordeal. But it's like, okay, so we see it. We see it. This is an instance right now. We see about our justice system, right? It's not even fixable, right? Is it even fixable, or is it set up exactly how it's supposed to run? How you feel about that?
Well, you got to look at the United States Constitution. As long as that not as long as that is in place and not revised,
Mm-hmm.
they can always go back to the founding fathers. They're always going to use that as their national laws, their state laws. Um, they can always go back to the Constitution to continue to suppress us.
No question.
So in terms of rights and everything like that, and we will get minimal. I'm not saying that we haven't got the full Monty, but in terms of the the Constitution favoring non uh, white people,
Yeah,
I mean we're
non-Euros.
going to be at a loss until they change that Constitution. because every judicial system, state to state, is going to follow that and use that to keep a stranglehold on our neck, or better yet, a noose.
No question. You got that right. You know, we've been attacked since day one. And sorry, people. Yes, we're going to keep on bringing up this race thing because that's what's getting smacked in our face, you know, easily. All this time since we've been here, ones in power could be like, you know what? Let's give these black folks full citizenship rights. Whenever, plenty of time. All these laws can be amended. All these laws can get ratified, I'm sure. But however, we're still waiting. So yeah, we're gonna keep on talking about this because we want to be free like you. We want to be free like you. Plain and simple.
My question is, B, how inhumane for any person to walk around this planet and not want the betterment for any human being? So when we see that as a people, or other people see that as a people, and we're not addressing that, or that's not in effect, that means clearly there's an agenda going on.
No question.
You know, we can talk about people who stole this country. They didn't steal it to give it back. They stole it in an inhumane way. They're not going to give it back in a humane way. So we got to think about that. And we've been fighting and protesting for 400 or 500 years now. And people have seen the misery. The people have seen the misery that has been put upon us. But they're still not ready to fight. So consciously, are you on God's side or are you not? Especially for a book that's been written for you to abide by. So it's an oxymoron to say, okay, we believe in God and all of those things, but you believe in suffrage to other people? That's not what the revolutionary Jesus Christ was about.
No question. But how do you, I don't even think there is a way. I mean, if they already, I should say, yes, if they think that we are already not human, you add in the religious aspect of it, there's definitely not there's no hope. There's no hope. All rulership privileges, man. You know, like they said, what they had us praying. They had the Bible. Next thing you know, we get up. We had the Bible. They got the land.
They got the land. So
the resources is a race. I'm talking about race. Some of y'all get on tune. We talk about, you know, not necessarily color, but the whole race to win, as far as, you know, what they're doing. The rulership are having their privileges and they're setting up things to win.
Well, I always try to give this analogy to the kids that I work with on a day-to-day basis, Bob. And I tell them it is a race. It is a race for them to have a higher GPA. It's a race for them to, you know, want to place themselves in a position to go to some of the best universities. Now I'm preaching more historically Black colleges and universities because I realize that a lot of kids in this area that I work with, they're somewhat privileged, but they have no culture. So I would rather them at 19, 20 years old go get the culture shock of their life so they can understand, yeah, I'm intelligent. Now let me put two and two together. No, instead of going to universities where they'll continue to be lost. Yeah, they'll continue to be, you know, higher educated, but you and I both know that this is about providing resources for our community. That's what the race is about.
Exactly. For resources, land, and the money, so you can move. But that's the whole point, you know. It's just, you know, I guess the nitty gritty of just being a human being and dealing with, you know, civilizing things, quote unquote. However, yeah, man. So yeah, definitely, you know, we definitely talking about the judicial system. We see it. You know, I'm just trying to come from a angle to look at things, not necessarily differently, but, you know, what the root cause. Why is this continually happening? Why are we still fighting for voting rights in 2021? But watch, all these cats, a couple more weeks from now, They're gonna be quoting MLK shit, but when it's time to go to the booth, you're not voting like that.
Well, my take on it is part and parcel.
Mm-hmm.
There's some conspiracy theorists out there, some brothers I talk to that that's all an act. They already know who they're going to put in office. I don't know if I necessarily believe that hype. Us showing up in numbers is substantial. So I will lean more so on the side of us having to go to the polls. We seen what happened when we did that for Obama.
Yes.
I just think that
And
we
Biden
with that
and Biden.
and Biden.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't show up for Biden like we showed up for Barack Obama.
No question. But what I mean by we showed up for Biden was I forgot my man, the congressman.
We showed up for Biden because
in
there's
South
no
Carolina.
way in hell psychologically we can let that asshole that was going to end the world, be in office for 4 more years.
Man, no question. He had to go, plain and simple. And my theory on that, they was trying to just run for the publicity stunt and the money, and then he ends up winning. Like, oh shit, then that's crazy power that he, went to his head or is already there. But nah, but definitely, that's another point. Like we want to say right now is like, yo, we need to put the pressure on these guys as far as getting these voting rights acts that's on the table right now in the Senate to pass. And like you said, I voting matters, man. I think do you think people just stuck on the like the Super Bowl or whatnot? You just look at 2 parties and they think that's just it. But there's a lot of things that go into voting, man. Not only on the national level, but locally, state level. It does matter, right?
Yeah,
I don't,
think,
I
I think that
something happened. Hold on. Can't hear you. Okay, here we go.
I think when it comes to politics, I think we need to focus more on the local level than the national level.
Yes.
In terms of getting things done and then climbing those stairs from there.
Yes.
So if we're just going for the full Monty, thinking that, hey, we elected a president, we got him in, but we forgot about X, Y, and Z in our communities and allow them to be Republicans or, whatever green, blue, whatever these other parties are, and we're not paying attention to what goes on in our cities and the decisions that's being made, then we are ultimately at a loss. Ultimately.
Yeah, no question. I think and a lot of that obviously, man, is definitely people. You have to get into the know. This is a game, no question. It's a game. You hear Cass Welch, both parties ain't worth a damn. True. More than likely, but as far as being a brother, man, I'm trying to vote whoever supposedly is going to get us the best civil rights, the best help for us, and if we need to switch up, be independent, vote as a block, then that's what we got to do.
Well, I'll go back to the 2 things, Bobby. We have to nurture that politician to come out of grassroots.
You're right.
We have to nurture that politician because if it's not done the right way, I can think of the late great Larry Hoover when he tried to become a politician in Chicago. Look what happened. You know what I mean? And I know you know who Larry Hoover is.
No question.
And so when he tried to do it that way, they said, this man got too much power and he can convince the world. He can convince the devil to get on his knees and pray, so to speak, because he had that much power, him and Jeff Ford.
No doubt.
And also Tukey Williams. They had masses of people following them, right, wrong, or indifferent at the time. But they were able to stop that movement and the Black Panther Party and everything else, COINTELPRO, because we didn't do it strategically, where we need to start raising politicians, handpicked.
That's a great point, man. We definitely have to got to get a representative, like you said, who we can form. You know what I mean? As far as not form, to model, and then back them. We have to back them because it's a damn shame. I'm sorry, but we didn't when Obama was president, who was who was the tutelage? Who was we training and others to be those leaders? And we have, like I said, we have to support them. But the main thing is security, man. Security. We got to protect these people out here, man, who's speaking the voices of the people. That's always been our downfall. We have to protect them.
Well, I think we know better now. I mean, the greatest example is that is they have never been able to get to the Honorable Louis Farrakhan for that reason.
Protection, yes.
He made sure that he was protected at all costs, without weapons, may I add. So, very knowledgeable.
But we have to get the weapons,
though. Like to give a shout out to him as well, because I think that, he's done a great justice for those who wanted to be educated, for those that wanted to be educated.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Because education is key, man. We definitely have to keep gaining more knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, but we have to keep on learning, because if we don't know our past, those things of the past will haunt you, will destroy you. No question about that. And, just getting off what you were saying, talking about, our leaders, we do need them because, or our voices, because we fail to realize that, we still paying taxes, man. We still have taxation with no representation.
Think about that word. When everybody is paying taxes, but then you can come to our neighborhoods and they're the most atrocious of all mankind. They're the most atrocious. I mean, there's a place in Baltimore where, I can recall just right down, like you slice a pie. On one end, the blacks are habitating, and it looks like, worse than hell. And then right across the street, the Jews have it, and 10 blocks down the street, and it looks like, man, like, did I just fall out the sky? Am I witnessing, such poverty and detriment on this end? And then here's the life I want to live on this other side, but we're not allowed to live like that. Or why wouldn't they help us get on our feet to live, one block over to, have harmony and peace and just the old, being able to live good like you are. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, so this is the race. This is the race I'm talking about.
Resources, land, no question. And then, and we all know, oh man, it's almost like an alliance, and that goes to show, just like you were saying, in the neighborhoods. You know what I mean? We see who the merchants are. So it's like, how do these other merchants get leeway, but the natives, meaning us, native blacks who've been here for centuries, nothing.
Well,
restrictions.
You look at the time period. I'll go back to, let's just say the Harlem Renaissance. I'll just use that as a time period. I mean, there were black-owned businesses.
There were black-owned era too. Was that the Garvey era? Wasn't that around the Garvey era too?
Garvey era as well. Yeah. There were black-owned businesses. There was, I just did a study the other day when we were talking about, as far as I knew, that there were 12 Black Wall Streets rocking at the time, prominent. There were over 60 in the United States, B. Over 60. 2 to 3 in every state. In the cities. Guess what? We can't let them have that. So prominent domain says we can use the law to take this from you.
Yes.
And we can squeeze you. Or we can tax you beyond the point to where, guess what? We'll have you out of here in a year. You can't keep up with our money game.
No question. All these decisive tactics, man.
Man, so every tactic you could think of was deliberate.
Yeah.
I mean, right now, what we're dealing with, your boy Henry Kissinger, B.
Treacherous.
Oh, man. He the one got us in a situation, I believe, that we in today. They said they needed 5 to 10 million people to be off the planet of the earth.
Man,
We at
we
what? Two? We at 2 or 3 right now, right? Just from this pandemic.
we gonna be there. We're gonna be there because we're not disciplined whatsoever, man. People are
Oh
not
man.
disciplined. This is going on 2 years. If you don't want the vax, at least put on a mask. Just put on a mask. Just do
This is
that.
3. We're operating in 3 different years. What was it? 19, 20, no,
Mhm.
20, 21, and 22.
Mhm.
And we don't have this under control.
None. The sympathy, but it's out of control. Once when I start seeing the change, man, it's when all these other countries who have not even got one jab. Once when I see their numbers go up, that's what's going to matter. Until then, we're going to keep getting there, but we're going to keep pumping the medicine in us. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. But make a long story short, we're going to transition into this though. Now, we pretty much the same topic, man. But when was it? Yesterday, a couple days ago, a day or two ago. Correct me if I'm wrong. There were 9 bomb threats at some HBCU universities, man. 9 of them.
9 bombs
9
at different
bombing.
historically black
Yes.
colleges and universities.
Yes, Howard, North Carolina Central University, Xavier University of Louisiana, Norfolk State. You got University of Arkansas, Pine Bluff. Florida A&M, I want to say, Prairie View, Spelman, Texas Southern. All these schools had bomb threats.
Well, you
Same
know who
day.
used bombs.
Well,
In fact,
we got a mishandle here. Anyway, come on.
I said when we talked about that the other day, I thought about it, and I say, you know who used bombs because I give it up for the last living ancestor, who's the mother of the young ladies that got bombed in the Alabama church, the 4 black girls.
No doubt.
Yeah, the last living mom just passed away, so I just want to definitely give it up to her on that subject. But I do believe this is a tactic of the Ku Klux Klan or one of
There
those
you go.
or those hate groups.
There
I
you
will
go.
say we probably almost know it.
Yeah.
And the government knows who it is.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, how did they get the bomb threats? Was it through text or mail or email? Do you know how those threats were?
I'm not for sure exactly as far as how the initial information got out, but I'm sure through social media, things of that nature, and then obviously probably people calling in. But there was, like I said, it was like 9 bomb threats at these universities, and then and this all goes again, man. Protection. You know what I mean?
But how my thing is, you get a kick out of heightening someone's anxiety to the point where you can't function. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, yeah, but I don't know. That's been going on forever.
So there's a possibility where I'm a parent. There's other parents who's gonna say, you know what, you come home for the rest of the school year. We ain't playing that. I'm not gonna let this happen to you. We don't know who's out there. We can't see them. So, and look how much the universities lose money because of that. Because I can tell you, if that was my mom, man, man. No, you come home for the rest of the semester. We gonna go virtual, something.
That's crazy, man. And who's really covering it? All I'm hearing it from, obviously, the black press, whatnot, whatever the case may be, natural. But it's like, this is serious, man. Just imagine if there were like 9 bombing plans at the top universities of the PWIs. You know what I mean? Well,
FBI
what
would have been dispatched.
What that response would be?
FBI would have been dispatched right away.
See, and see, and then people. That's why we bring this stuff up. You know what I mean? One way, 2 ways to look at it, right? I think that we got to, we seen the result we're always in. Begging, pleading, you know, asking for help. But
Listen,
then this is another opportunity for us to fall back in and figure out what we got to do to protect us, man. We got to protect our own. Ain't nobody's gonna protect us. It's written. It's in the history. We get no protection. But we're supposed to be moral,
the
quiet
one
citizens.
thing that um I think we made an unconscious decision is, and we should have pushed forward is, I would rather much be on a reservation and us live off the land where we protecting our own instead of constantly being under attack. I mean, it's almost impossible to cohabitate with, evil people, and they're all around us and we don't know who they are. So that can be a viral threat, but still it's a threat. We're constantly under attack. So if you're constantly under attack, how are you gonna ever feel like you living an American dream?
Yeah, there's no such thing. I mean, I think
Not
it's
for us.
No question. And then I have to bring up, and I apologize, D. All those years, you was telling me, AB, get this information. I still got all those CDs. This is how far back it goes. You got me those DVDs, Chief, years ago. And I know we discussed it, but I've been just feeling, watching, and reading some things on Frances Cress Welsing, right?
Dr. Frances Cress Welsing, yes.
Welsing, yes. And what she was saying, all that equality is BS. If it gets to a level of equality,
we win the game.
Just saying, the gene is dominant. It's all about genetic domination, man. When you want to go deep into it, but that's what it is. If it's equality, they gonna be out of here.
Bob, for all the listeners, please, can you let your audience know what book? Because I do want to talk about very important books that
yes.
we as melanated people should have in our house.
Yes.
So can you state the name of that book of Dr. Frances Cress Welsing?
I have to look it up. I don't have that book on me. I mean, if anything, that information I had was.
What is her nose? Do you know her most renowned book that she wrote?
Was it ISIS Papers?
The ISIS Papers. Everybody
yes.
should have that book in their house, and everybody should be reading it and teaching it to their kids, just to start them out on a conscious level. So our kids can no longer walk outside blind, man. They gotta have some type of suspicion from the day they walk out that door. Every day that they walk out that door.
No question, man. You have to. You have to get it right, man. You have to get it right, no question, man. Yeah, so that's the whole thing, man, where we have to understand what's going on. We got to pay attention, first of all. Got to pay attention to what's going on. And then, like you were saying, we got to understand, man, that equality is all false talk. It's all what you want to say? It's all falsified, man. It's not even the truth. Because we seen it. Meaning, let's go back to George Floyd. We all seen that. Cass was marching in the streets, got in the booth, all voted conservatively. Got in the booth, voted differently. Equality. You don't want that. Let's keep it real, man. They don't.
Not when the resource.
Want equality, man.
Not when the resource.
To give up. What are they gonna give up? Like you said, the resources. What are you thinking the powers be gonna give up the resources and stuff to bring others along? No way.
Not at all.
No way.
Not at all.
And being part of the game, they're not supposed to. So look at it like that.
I'll tell you a story. A guy was doing that I heard that was very powerful. He was talking to a white woman, and he was asking her, do you realize what your ancestors and what you guys are benefiting from today of what your ancestors did? And she said, yes, I'm aware. Do you understand the horrific atrocities? And she said, yes. So his next question was, were you willing to give your house back or give your house to me because of what your ancestors did? And she said, no, never, never,
Yeah.
never.
Yeah.
So you're gonna not, okay, how can I help you purchase a house next door to me or down the street or anything like that? Her first answer was never.
Never.
I'm not giving it back.
Never.
So
we see it. We see it. We just why do you think we scared to act for ourselves? Why? What do you think? What's our issue with helping our own selves? Everybody else does it. That's prime example. What you get with that example you just given us. Prime example. What's going on? Why you think we can't get it right?
well,
Are we scared? Nervous?
I think it's because of the 7 pillars
Comfortable?
of attacks. They're going to constantly, whatever we do, they're going to find a way to attack us and destroy it. I mean, look how pure hip hop was in its early days. I'm just saying, okay. And how do it get to, now we pulling guns on one another. Now we're actually riding up to each other's cars and we killing rappers. I'm talking about famous people. So the media, the banking system, all of those things have a part to play in this, man. And so if they can, as long as they can keep me thinking a certain way and negatively without any education, I'm going to be subjected to that bullshit, walking around with my pants hanging off my ass, all of that stuff that we thought was cool back in our day, man. And now we abhor to that shit. You know what I mean? Can't stand to look at it.
All be aside, I'm gonna stick up for our generation. Our shit, we wasn't showing a whole ass though. We wasn't showing full ass, y'all. We wasn't doing that.
Well, to that point, Dr. Frances Cress Welsing, I'll go back to her.
Yeah.
From a psychological standpoint, she had an interview with Neely Fuller back in '78. Neely Fuller said, "Niggas is gonna be wearing skirts in 20 years." Bobby, here we are.
I know.
Here we are.
I know.
And I'm not putting judgment on anybody, but that's how bad the system has.
Everybody get a trophy, y'all.
That's how.
Everybody get a trophy.
That's attacking you to the lowest compound of making sure that we can't continue using that dominant seed.
What I mean, that's why, man. There's so many facets, man. When, yeah. Oh man, the doc opened up my mind so much, man. Oh my goodness, man. Listen to her. Oh man, blew my wig, man. I'm telling you, blew my wig. That was one of the questions I always ask for life. We'll get into it later. I don't want to get into it on this episode, but she definitely revealed some knowledge to me, man. Crazy.
And for those of you who are listening, you can YouTube Dr. Frances Cress Welsing. All of her speeches, they are online. She is a psychological doctor and did well for the community in the DC area. I give it up to her because she's from Chicago, where all the great people come from. But
hold on, wait a minute, hold on, wait. You try to be slick with it right there. See, that's why I got this slick talk up here, because you try to be slick. About that's everybody.
Hey, what Ohio got? Like LeBron James and Ohio players. That's the only people I remember that
really. You want to go there? You rock and roll Hall of Fame.
Okay.
Football Hall of Fame.
Okay.
Huh?
Okay.
We're gonna just stop it right there. We're gonna probably the number 15th greatest player of all time. Number 15, LeBron.
Number 15.
15.
I agree with you.
He's not in the top 10.
I agree with you wholeheartedly.
To it, but Come on.
I agree with you
Yeah,
wholeheartedly.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Just.
Wholeheartedly. There's no way. I mean, you play basketball. You know, uh, you know a killer when you see one.
Yeah, 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 yeah. No question, no question. Hey, but you know what? Hey, people, since we talking about all these dynamic dilemmas that's going on mentally, for all you guys out there who think that you're soft if you bring up your mental health issues, you're wrong. Vulnerability is a strength, people. If you need to get some help, get some help. There's plenty of people out here. And if you're in the California area, Southern California area, or you could be anywhere. Nowadays, we're going live like we're doing here. Zoom, you know,
Bob,
StreamYard.
in fact, and I am guilty of it myself.
Mm-hmm.
I think at this point in time, and I'm not saying it because I know that I need to,
Yes.
but I think all Black people need to get some mental health, or at least open discussion, or go see someone.
Yes.
Um, one because um, there's another sociologist
Mm-hmm.
who wrote the book Post-Traumatic Slave Syndrome that still
Yes.
resides in all of us, and we need to be able to come to grips with all of our idiosyncrasies, whether
Mm-hmm.
growing up um, as growing up with one parent in the house, to kids that have seen traumatic, you know, injustices, or
Mm-hmm.
you
Mm-hmm.
know, drugs in their community, to all of that stuff that comes out um of that syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
So I would encourage everybody to at least visit with someone,
Mm-hmm.
um a professional,
Mm-hmm.
1 to 2 times a year, especially what's going on now, maybe 3 to 4 times a year, just to get solace and get just to, humble, or get to the root of um what's bothering you. Because
No
that
question.
shit that happened 20 years ago, that shit still seeps up in your dreams, man. And you think that you forgot about it, it's indubitably permanently in your mind.
It's there, man.
You
It's
can't get out of it.
no,
Only
you
thing
can't.
you can do is try to solve or get some solace to, that pain.
Mm-hmm. 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 You're right, man. And then, like I said, if you have any questions, just go ahead and go to marcelconsulting.com. And right about now, we are going there. Right here. Go to Marcel Consulting.
The B-Side podcast is sponsored by Marcel Consulting and Mental Health Services. Has this pandemic and our current state of the world taken a toll on you? Are you enjoying life? Marcel Consulting and Mental Health Services are here to help. We provide services from individual counseling, family counseling, life coaching and anger management to domestic violence. Our goal is to improve the lives of individuals and families by having a safe place to speak up, speak out, and live. Ask about our 30-minute consultation trial session. Whether you are insured or not, we have an installment payment option. Contact us at marcelconsulting.com at 909-323-7100. Remember to speak up, speak out, and live. marcelconsulting.com.
Gentlemen, go ahead. Get your
B, let
checkup.
me ask a
Get your checkup.
question.
Yes, sir. Yes.
MarcelConsultant.com.
Uh-huh.
I think one of the biggest fears that we have is going to see someone one-on-one, per se.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a hotline that we can call into, just to get started in terms of being able to talk to someone?
Yes, there is. Matter of fact, I know I don't have it offhand, but also, like I said, Marcel Consulting, they'll take anybody, numbers there. Go to marcelconsulting.com. Like I said, they can do Zoom. They can do, like you said, one-on-one contact information as far as one-on-one contact, counseling, I should say. But yeah, it's definitely, it's definitely there, man. No question. And, I definitely, there is a hotline out there too that you can always give out. But you beat it to me. I'll have that up for next show. I got some information on that where people can call it. It's like an 800 number. I forgot actually the whole number, whatnot. But yeah, it's there, man. It's there if you need help. You can look it up. Go online, go on site. It'll work. But definitely, we all need some counseling, no question. It helps all of us, no question, man. So, hey, man, getting back to books, things like that. What do you think some other books, man, that can help, help us out as far as looking into our past, our history, and present, man? Anything, any books out there that you highly recommend, man?
In terms of our history.
Yeah, well, yeah, yeah.
History. I know me and you talked a great deal about financial with what is the doctor name? Dr. Claude Anderson. He got some great books out on financial situations. I'm a historical buff, so oh man, anything on in terms of our history, because I think that's the key. We don't know who we are. We don't know who we where we going as a people. Not only that, because our history is so great, and I think that we also have been duped to hear someone else's story and haven't really heard any of our story. And a lot of us have turned our heads to, coming from the motherland, which everybody comes from the motherland, So I will put that out there. You got, wow. When We Ruled, you got anything by Dr. John Henry Clark, anything by Tony Blair, anything by, and you can YouTube all of these. So if you don't want to go buy any of the books, I'm trying to give you the most convenient way to gain knowledge of yourself and your history. And that way you can be able to teach not only yourself, your kids, but other people around you. And they make great correlations. So we got Dr. John Henry Clark. We got Dr. Phil Valentine. We got Dr. Sheikh Anta Diop.
That's all good, man. It's all good with you. Like I said, there's definitely a listing and things like that you can always check. And I would say, everybody out here, if you ain't up on it, you got to be on it, man. I highly recommend everybody try to go to thenarrative.com. Go to thenarrative.com. Subscribe to The Narrative and Nubia. Definitely subscribe to those two sites, because not only are these professors, entrepreneurs, you name it, there are a lot of interesting topics, a lot of reading, I should say, book listings that they do provide. They even have a listing of the black stores that you can purchase these books from. So I highly recommend everybody on here, definitely go to thenarrative.com, join up, join Nubia. I'm telling you, all that we're talking about is all in discussion there, man, because it's all about, making progress, moving forward.
If you took 5 minutes to go to narrative.com, I promise you, there's going to be a book that your soul is going to tell you not only to purchase, support, but it's going to pique your intellectual curiosity at whatever stage and frequency you at the time.
No question. Always that. And then, hey, why not? Why not? Since we're talking about books, these are the 3 books I'm building on right now, man. I just finished this one up, man. Beautiful book. I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if y'all can see it here. Before the Mayflower. Here we go. Before the Mayflower. Here we go.
Lights is that Dr. by Ivan Van Sertima?
That's by
L. Ron Bennett. Okay.
L. Ron Bennett.
Okay.
Definitely. Before the Mayflower. Also, I'm rereading this because it's like, I got to do it. Also, Black Destruction.
Oh, my brother.
Yes. Destruction of Black civilization. And this one here, I'm reading right now. By Joe William Trotter. which is workers on arrival. I'm building on those 3 right now, man. I just finished the before the Mayflower. But
Is workers on arrival is based on the Great Migration of the black people from the South?
yeah, they show that aspect of it too. It just shows, it just break down, all the way back from the day that, obviously, the covers pre-industrial, industrial period or whatnot. But it goes back there, man. It talks about the unionizations and ill wills of that. Man, it's definitely a highly recommended book. Workers on Arrival. But it goes back any area field that we was working, it breaks it down from the numbers, the unions, the activists. Some of the legislation that was passed to hold us up, things of that nature. When all the the breakdown of the factories, how we always there for labor, but for whatever case may be, we all know always at the bottom of the labor. You know what I'm saying, when it comes to working, getting in, But yeah, it's definitely an interesting book, man. Not a lot. Can't talk right now. There was a lot of knowledge in there, man. So far, I'm halfway done with that. So, yeah, man. I'm trying to, like I said, I'm trying to decode my mind. You know what I mean?
What's funny, B, is and I gotta tease you about this, is
yeah.
Was it 25 years ago? And
Wait a minute. Hey, hold it. That long ago?
25 years ago. I'm like, B, you gotta get on this. And then here we are. Then you're taking the lead on all of this. So I appreciate that. Not only as my partner, but my best friend, man, that glad that you finally you took
over.
You took the lead, huh?
Yeah, man. I'm like I said earlier, man. I still got those DVDs, man. That's how long ago. I remember the first thing I seen was John Henrik Clarke, man. Peeped him, but I don't know, man. Since this pandemic, obviously, what I'm saying, I've been going inward. You know what I mean? Trying to figure out what's going on. You know what I mean?
The creator not to sit your ass down.
I wasn't running like that, man. Nothing like that. Nothing like that, man. Never running like that, man. Crazy, man. Crazy business, y'all. Hey, man, before we get up out of here, man, you know what I'm saying? Thanks, like I said, man, D, always open door. Whoever you bring on, always open door, man, because we definitely got a lot of things to work on, man. And like you said, man, all due knowledge is always good. Each one teach one, man. Always with that, man. But there's something I had to bring up before we go in here, man. Unbelievable. This is the next episode of have to bring this up, man, because I'm like, yo, what is going on here? So basically, make a long story short, the IRS says income from stolen goods and illegal activities must be reported on taxes. Right? Unbelievable. Once again, people, I want to read this again. The IRS says income from stolen goods and illegal activities must be reported on taxes. Whether you stole a car this year, accepted a bribe, or were involved in any other illegal activities which provided you with income, the IRS says you must report it when you file your taxes. It's on online list of requirements titled IRS Publication 17. Are you kidding me, man?
I was just going to ask you that same question. Are you kidding?
yeah, man. Who's going to do that? This is the worst setup ever. This is the worst setup ever. If you received anything stolen or made money doing illegal activities, you must report it. Hey, man.
Well, let me tell you this.
Unbelievable.
Anybody that's stealing and profiting, they ain't paying no goddamn taxes anyway.
Ain't that something, man?
I can guarantee you that.
Who said that? I wonder who was in the room was like, hey, legal activity. It's right up something where they have to report it when they
Well,
file
let me
their
ask you
tax.
this: do they still consider marijuana the dispensaries? The United States government still considers that as illegal income,
Federally.
or is it federal?
Well, I mean, it's up there still on the list with cocaine and everything. Now they
Wow.
get now. Obviously, it's up to the states to do however handle they want to. However, still, feds can come in.
Anytime.
Yep, it's still on there. You know, it's still
And they're
up
not
on
gonna take that off anytime soon.
there. I think there's some petition, maybe some legislation that's out there, but it hasn't passed. I mean, it's still, was it Schedule 1, if I'm mistaken? Help us out there, people. I think it's still Schedule 1. It's on the same list as heroin, cocaine, all that shit, yo. Still. However, you know, so in the states how they want to do it. And it's crazy, man, because still all these states has passed. We voted on it, but there's red tape.
All
Me,
kinds.
meaning
All
the
kinds.
city's like, we voted for this. And then all the hedge fund cats are coming in, the big money wheelers and dealers are the one taking over. So they basically eliminated all the mom and pops. But now all these, because they don't know how to tax it right, now all these corporate companies that came in, they're like, wait a minute, we're losing money because the black market's still popping. It's ridiculous with the taxes, man. It's ridiculous. You know? Yeah. And then, you know, correct me if I'm people, I know in the state of California, whenever you bid for a license, you got to have all that money up front.
So we're not talking about $5,000, $10,000.
Oh no.
About
No. 600,
2, 3, 400, 500.
Oh, it's up there. No.
Oh
You're
wow.
talking 5-6 figures.
So they put it out of our reach, so to speak. Unless I'm in the league. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unless I'm in the league.
Yeah, I mean that's the only reason why you see the big names doing it. I mean, the ones who've been in the game, who've been successful, not maybe big, big time, all that paper as far as some of these other corporations coming in. However, I mean, hell, they're kind of struggling too. I mean, who has that much money on the side? But get this is the kicker out here in California. When you turn in your license and the fee, if they
There's no
deny you,
guarantee.
if they deny you, they get to
They
keep
keep the money.
Yeah. So if you're a little man, you have no chance.
And that's the law.
That's what they made up. I mean,
So
it's like
you're
with anything.
already a suspected drug dealer then.
Yeah, I mean, you can have up, it's like this. It's like obviously if you get your card, you get discounts as far as you won't pay the same as somebody at the dispensary who does not have, the weed license or ID or whatnot. So with that, I mean, you do get some tax break as far as, at the purchase, but at the same time, it's still bad for the little guy. You can hold a certain amount, whatever the case may be, but if you ain't got the money, forget about it. Yeah,
Wow.
man. Yeah, it's like, it's like, and then they locked us all up for that. Changed the law. They're not going to they should, but they're not going to expunge everybody on those charges that's locked up right now.
Man, I mean, but that's on those small charges. I mean, we're talking about probably out of the 5 or 6. What do we have in prison? 3 million. We probably have 1 million that can get expunged.
Bunch, man. On non-violent charges, man.
Yeah.
And that goes so with the no cash bail. You know what I mean? Like that. They be fighting to keep that. It's like, yo, that's messed up. I mean.
So what exactly does no cash bail mean? That I can't get bailed out?
No, it's like basically, you ain't gotta get the bail money to get out. You know what I mean? You're not stuck in jail because you don't have enough money to pay for your fine or whatever the case may be, or your bail money. You're not in jail. You can go. I mean, as long as you don't violate nothing, but until, go back to court, whatever the case may be, goes like that. But you're not sitting in jail because you don't have no bail money.
Well, I'll go back to what we started off with, Bob, early in the conversation is we haven't planned. Remember, we was talking about that politician that come from the hood that we're gonna vote for. But it also needs to be those people in that same area that can change laws. So you're talking about lawyers and district attorneys and all of that stuff. That go hand in hand.
Yes. It goes with the voting too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
who's the DA? Who's the mayor?
Right.
Sheriff?
Man. So we need to get back to the drawing board on some of this shit, man.
No question. We got to, with anything, grassroots, man. It's like, with anything, right? If you don't have the numbers as far as personnel, humans, and you don't have the weaponry, you got to go grassroots. You got to go underground. That's how you're going to have to move. You got to do the guerrilla shit. You know what I mean? That's how because you don't stand a chance. And like they always say, like my man always said, Dr. Carr, individuals don't break down institutions. Saying individuals don't do it. Dr.
Carr. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? It's part of it. It's crazy, man. We got a lot of work to do, man. We definitely have a lot of work to do, and we'll get to it, man. Like I said, we just got to be extremely patient with each other and stop attacking one another. You know what I mean? We got to stop all that stuff, man. We got to stop it, because if we continue doing this, right, we're going to be in the same situation.
And that's 100 years from now,
Hey, man, same situations. All we can do is, pay the baton and do our part, because it's not over. It's not over. It's not over. We got a lot of work to do.
Well, I'll go with the old saying goes, the first is going to be last. We may not be here to see it, but the first will be last.
Hey, man, a lot of those cats, man, who sacrificed for us, they're not here, right? You know what I'm saying? A lot of them went to extreme deaths to pave the way. So I'm saying, man, we don't want to go back in our ancestors rolling in the grave like, yo, I set this up for y'all, and look, you fumbled it. I set up all this for y'all, and you fumbled it. You know what I mean? It's crazy, man. It's crazy. But, hey, that's how it is, man. That's how it is. But, hey, with no further ado, man, thanks for coming into the show, man.
No problem.
Miss Karen, we ain't forget about you. We're going to get you on the next show, man. I mean, Miss, we're going to get you on.
Not a problem.
Yes, we're going to get you on the next show for sure. I'm sure, you know what I mean? If Dave gave out the invitation, it's all good. But D, thanks for tuning in, man. Another great show, man. Appreciate it. We got to get your brother up on here, man. Thanks again.
Man.
Hey, Dave, come on, man. You ain't got no handles. Where they can reach you at? You got any handles, social media handles, no?
No, not at all. I don't do social media, brother.
Oh, got to get with it. You got to get with it. Hey,
One
anyway,
day.
People.
One day.
To the B-Side Podcast Q on IG. Once again, the B-Side Podcast on IG. Also, you can also go to, on IG, Alec Roberts. Get the gear. We got caps. We got t-shirts. Go to alecroberts.com. Always, thanks for coming in. D, thanks. Karen, thank you again. Thank you. But, hey, until then, y'all.
I love you, bro.
Peace out. Love you, man. Hey, we're going to get connected and do something else again, man.
All right.
Hey, I'll let y'all.
All right.
Peace.